Okay, now what we're doing here, we're looking at a little bit of soil. I'm just getting some soil information. I dug this hole. This hole has about, I want to say about 4 inches of wood chips. Been there, I think, about 9 months now. This is the clay soil. It's still clay. Let's see, can we make a ball with it? See? It's still clay. And see, but it falls apart better. The soil is just improving, but like Mr. Paul Goucher said, about 3 years. See that? That's better than what it was before. It's better. It doesn't have a dark color to it really. It's kind of, you know, stark, but, and just learning right now. This is an expedition here to learn about a little bit about the soil. But this is 4 inches deep here, and it's been improved greatly by the I found some worms here in the soil. Regular old garden variety. I think that's a night crawler. I think I'll put him in my worm. This is what they're producing. That is beautiful. And it hasn't been screened yet. That is beautiful. Worm castings. Great for your plants. Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm doing today. I am going to show you how I build my worm bins. These I got at Walmart yesterday. And I'm learning. And I will be successful. Now, I could have bought my worms. They had a whole cage up there full of worms. Canadian night crawlers. Didn't have the red wigglers, but I got those all through my yard. I brought 2 dozen 2 years ago, or about a year and a half ago. Now the whole yard's filled up with them. Everywhere, they crawl everywhere. So what I do, I go underneath this carpet I put up, and I find some worms. And I'll start these bins out with about 6 worms. Now, it looks like I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I'm going to tell you I do. Alright, so there's none under here now because I already stripped those for the other 2 bins that I just set up right there. These are the older bins. I'm going to take some of the material from the bins. I'm going to inoculate the new one. Then I'm going to use these wood chips. Leaves to start the bin. And that's it. That's all there is to it. I'm not going to stay in here and make it complex for you. And once you inoculate them, you wet it down a little bit. And you can see where I drilled some holes in the bins. All the way around. I did 2 in the bottom just in case. And I did 2 because I can always seal them up. Now these have the lid on them, so I don't have to worry about rain. I didn't drill holes in the tops of them. But these right here will fill up, so I have to cover these. These were given to me, so beggars can't be choosers or choosy. So that's what I did. These 4 here. Now think about it. I started off with one about 2 months ago. It's full of worms now. I started these off about 3 weeks ago. They got a good amount of worms in them now. These got a good amount. This one got a good amount of worms in them. This one does. This was done about a week ago. And it has worms in it. So these 2 here has 6 in it, set about 5 or 6 each. Now I'm going to watch these and see how many they turn out in a month or 2 months and that sort of thing. Alright, and I'm feeding them scraps from the garden. The stuff that, you know, that I didn't eat, or, you know, that I didn't have any use for. So I'll feed them some of that. But first 3 days I'm not going to feed them nothing, because they're not going to eat anything. Alright, okay, here's what we got here. I made some adjustments to these containers. This is the new one. Now, I'm not like most people. I put some bedding in there, and I put some leaves, some weeds, and some grass clippings. And that's it. That there will produce about 10, 12 pounds of compost. Same for these other ones. So, long story short, originally I started out with 1, that being this one here. And now I have a total, there you go, later, for the wood bins, I mean worm bins, put these over here like this. And I'm doing good because I got my piles of compost there. There's one pile. There's another pile. And I got another pile here. Right there. That is some crazy stuff. See right here? That's crazy. That's leaves. And it's so dark. That's great. That's fuel. That's fuel for plants. This here is a pile that's younger than the one we just saw. This one here is a mixture of young and old, but this one here is the biggest. So these are the only tools I find myself using right now in my garden. There's a pitchfork, and I have a rake. Since I went to all wood chips, a rake and a shovel. So I'm gonna put these in the I'm gonna put these up. God, I love this kind of work. That's why I'm gonna do it forever. Well, as long as I'm here. Okay, now I'm walking through the yard. I have some leftovers I can feed my worms. Let me show you. Like I got a couple pieces of squash laying around. Like I said, I'm gonna look at it. Look at all this that just grew. I could eat this tonight if I wanted to. That's why I love gardening. I don't have to run out to the grocery store and burn fuel and waste my time getting in line. All my food is right here. Well, most of it anyway. A lot of this is going to die back once the weather starts dropping. Look at these onions. Oh yeah. Beautiful onions. And Charlotte. It's really good. Really, really good. And I took some of my compost and put it in here, as well as this bed here. This will help my food supply be healthy and strong. And all back here, I'm going to point the camera in a second. I'm putting all watermelons back here, right back here. I'm not going to pull any of those weeds up. I'm going to put wood chips on top of all of it. All on top of everything. Everything in here is going to be wood chipped over again. Now, I'm not going to put too much wood chips because I just got some information online. The gentleman was willing to help me out. And he said, don't put too many. He said, because if you do put too many, he said, you're gonna have to remove them, or they had to remove theirs. I'll put it that way. Look at that. I could eat that if I want to, but I had plenty of squash in the house. I never thought there'd be a situation where I have too much vegetables and too many pieces of fruit, but that's exactly what I set up here. This is a pretty good sized garden. Not the biggest, but big enough for me and what I need to do with it. And all the soil is being done this way. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. And look at these. I just put these in here a few weeks ago. I put them in there a few weeks ago. Everything about my garden is a plus now. It's not like it used to be. I used to struggle to get things to grow, but not anymore. I'm getting a couple still shots for the screensavers. Hope you don't mind, good people. And that's it. And this is the morning garden. I'm just looking around. I see some broccoli over there. I mean, the food just keeps coming. And it's winter time now, and the food just keeps trying to come on and on. So this will be the best year for it, which is the second year. Then the third year, I'll be able to throw seeds out the door and leave them in the ground, and they're growing their own. All these tomatoes, I would pick them and get rid of them, but I'm going to leave them there. I'm going to leave them right there, And I'm going to do it all natural. And some of them are going to be volunteers when they come up next year. I'm not worried about that at all. This is a piece of naked ground here that was naked all last year, but it's still benefiting from just the witches being in close proximity of it. And so it's even doing better. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just learned something. Now, I did this whole ground up here last year with wood chips. And this is all my grapevines that's on these poles straight down through the grapevines. Here's what my garden just told me just by listening. Wherever the weeds are growing, those are my thin spots. See all this grass here? Those are thin spots. That's what they are. I didn't put enough wood chips there. All up in here, those are thin spots. Right here in the back where I'm putting watermelons next year. These are thin spots. See where the weeds came through? So I'm going to just, okay. Because I got areas where the weeds just didn't come through at all. See here? All these are where the weeds came through. Next way I cut this tree down. Over here where these trees I just put up. Yeah, okay. It's telling me where it said, hey, I need wood chips here. That's what it's doing. Well, it didn't actually say it, but you know what I'm talking about. See all between here? Between this cherry tree here and this peach tree, all this growth.